Hey everybody, how's it going? Sitting low, just hanging out in the garage late night, coming at you guys with another video. But before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to wish you and all of your loved ones a very happy new year. Now these past 2 years have been pretty strange to say the least. They've been pretty stressful and pretty difficult for a lot of people out there, including myself, but more so for a lot of other people out there. So let's just hope that with any luck, this new year, 2022, will bring a good bit of change and we can put all of that crap, behind us in the rear view there, and we can continue to move forward and all live happily ever after. I also want to take a moment to say thank you to all you guys who watch these videos. When I first started making these videos, I never thought in a million years that, anyone would even watch to begin with, and let alone I would have as many subscribers as I do. And for that, I just want to say thank you guys. You guys have all been great. I mean, let's face it, I'm not the most entertaining guy on the planet. Definitely not funny. Not very good at math. I can't dance. Not very good looking. I'm very socially awkward. My breath kind of stinks, but you guys can't smell that. But anyway, regardless, for whatever reason you guys are here and watching, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So let's go ahead and get started on this turd again. Alright guys, so I'm about to throw this radiator support back on, but before I did that, I went ahead and threw a little bit of PR15 on it. Make it look a little nicer. It's starting to rust out, and especially on the bottom corner portions of it. So let's go ahead and throw this thing back on there. It's been so long since I took it off, I don't even remember how the hell it came off, so just gonna have to figure it out as we go, I guess. So here we go. Alright y'all, so I got the radiator support back on, and I gotta admit, man, that took me way longer than it should have, because this thing's been apart for so long that I pretty much damn near forgot how the hell it went in there. Pretty much had to wrestle with it for a little bit, and had to pretty much fold these corners of these fenders like way up and out of the way and kind of mangle them a little bit. But once you get it past there, it fell right into place. So anyways, like I said, now that that's over, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing the bumper back on. Just kind of piece it back together and make this thing look like a truck. So, continuing on. Alright, so we got the front end all back together, and took a few moments to correct some of the, lighting issues. That corner marking light didn't work, so I had to go ahead and clean that plug out real quick, and some of the wiring over there was a little bit chewed up, but just went ahead and fixed that up real quick. And I didn't permanently attach this grill because it is in kind of rough shape and it is cracked in a couple of spots, so I do plan on finding a different grill for it eventually, but as of now I'm just glad to see it all back together as one piece, and you know, it actually has the bed on it. It actually looks like a truck again. You know, it's come a long way since, you know, the day it got dropped off in my driveway. So it came from a V6 roller to now it's got a V8 LS LM7 in it. Everything's good to go. So I did paint the drive shaft the other day, so I'm just kind of giving that a little bit more time to cure before I go ahead and slap that in there. But in the meantime, you know, just kind of piecing the little odds and ends together. One thing I still got to do is I got to run some new transmission lines. Now before I can do that, I got to get my radiator reinstalled, because that's where as you can see, I already kind of started to play with the trans lines a little bit, but like I said, it was kind of pointless to form and shape the lines the way they need to go when you don't even know where they're needing to go to, because like I said, they go right here in this radiator here. So like I said, I got to get some I got to get a fan shroud. I got to get the little rubber isolators that hold this radiator in place. I know I have them somewhere. Like I said, I've had this thing apart so long I forgot where I even put them. And just, you know, just do little miscellaneous things here and there. So anyway, just figured I'd keep you guys updated. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm test fitting the radiator and just trying to see how all this stuff is just kind of fall into place. Once I get the radiator installed and all the coolant lines and all that stuff ran, then I can run my transmission lines. And I'm more or less just kind of mocking things up and just kind of test fitting at this point. So just kind of seeing how everything's going to work. So anyway, I'll check back with you guys in a few here. Okay, so what I got going on here is I got pretty much this fan shroud is out of a NBS truck, meaning like a 99 through 07 Silverado, 09 through 07 Silverado air intake, which is just kind of, you know, I just kind of got everything loosely just kind of sat in here, test fitting everything, seeing what's going to work and what's not going to work. And this truck, when I got it, it didn't come with the fan shroud with it. So I had to pretty much just go to a junkyard and I yanked this one out of a newer body style pickup truck. And I think I can make it work with a little bit of trimming here and there. And I'm more or less just kind of just test fitting all this stuff to see if it'll clear and it'll work. And I think the new body style fan shroud might just work fine. If not, I can always just go to a junkyard and find the one that's for this truck. But the one for this truck I've seen in other people's installs, it's kind of more or less just stops right here and leaves the fan more or less exposed. And I kind of like how this one surrounds the fan, and it'll actually, you know, help draw air in to cool the engine. Because as of now, I'm, you know, stock fan boy. I'm not running electric fans, although like I said, I did run the wires, and when I had the computer tuned, I did have the gentleman turn on the leads for the fan. So it's just a matter of adding them at that point. And this radiator hose, upper radiator hose, is from the new body style 99 through 07. I'm just gonna say 99 through 03 or 04 just so I know. But this is the upper radiator hose from that. This one will work just fine. And I grabbed the lower radiator hose too, and that's just got to kind of loosely sat around there, but that one will work too. I might have to trim it down a little bit. Now, in the last video, well, in the last section of scenes, I should say, when I was installing the core support in the radiator, or not the radiator, the air conditioning condenser, you know, when I was taking the core support and all that stuff off to install the engine, this big old hunk of air conditioning line here, I couldn't get it separated from the condenser without physically stripping it or breaking it or cutting it. So my initial plan was to, you know, oh, I want to keep the air conditioning, you know, but realistically, you know, I live in Michigan, and like I said, there's maybe 3 days out of the year where you would actually want or need air conditioning. The reason I was more or less trying to hold on to the air conditioning is because I know some of you guys watching these videos and stuff, you know, live in like Arizona and Texas and shit where you actually want air conditioning. So, my initial goal was to help, you know, keep the air conditioning, but between, you know, not finding a couple of the wires, having to, you know, obviously that one video where the guy's like, oh, if you get the dirty dingo mounts, you keep your stock mounted lower compressor. That is not the freaking case at all. You could do that. You could keep the air conditioning compressor tucked down low, but you have to pretty much notch a big old box in your freaking engine cross member in your frame. So is it worth it to you at that point? So what a lot of people do is they just get either custom brackets or brackets from a different vehicle that, you know, pretty much puts the alternator over here and the air conditioning compressor here, or vice versa. It'll tuck the air conditioning compressor here and keep this where, you know, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. So, you know, for all you guys who want air conditioning, it can easily be done. But I think in my situation here, like I said, I just, you know, I don't know what the hell to do with this. And even if I could, I'm trying to like piece it together here. Like that might kind of work. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I'm about to make an executive decision and just kind of cut this bastard right out of there. Because, like I said, I have no desire to put air conditioning on this truck. I more or less just want to go out there, hoon it, and do burnouts, and do hood rat shit with my friends. So, not really too concerned about having a AC on it. But anyway, like I said, I'm just kind of test fitting all this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to plan on using that. Obviously, I can't use that with the battery right there. I would either have to relocate that battery and put it here, which then I would lose this awesome storage box, which I really like that. So I want to keep that. So I might just do what everyone else does and get a freaking hot air intake tube and just run it over here and get one of them, you know, little pod filters or whatever on it and call it good. But other than that, yeah, just kind of test fitting everything. Oh, and I did get my adapter that I have to tap into here for the steam port on the block there, which I don't know if I explained that, but these LS engines have steam ports in each corner of the block, and it has a hose that runs through your throttle body to, you know, heat your throttle body up for, you know, daily driving conditions and stuff like that. And then what you do is there's a couple ways to do it. You can either tap and run a fitting into your water pump and just drop the line into there. But what a lot of people do, they just get this little aluminum adapter and then just tap it in with their upper radiator hose. So besides that, besides the cooling system, when I was doing the engine install, I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video or not, but when I was putting the engine in, the driver's side exhaust collector was getting hung up on the upper control arm mount, and it ended up snagging one of these brake lines here. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell which line is new and which line that I ran, but anyway, I had to redo this line here. So that means I have to re-bleed the brakes, more or less just the front because that's the line that broke. The rear should be fine. And shifter cable. I got to get a new shifter cable for this thing because what these shifter cables like to do, I don't know if I'll be able to peel this back. Get this floor mat out of here. But I realized this, you know, after I'd pretty much gotten the truck all wired up and everything. I just kind of forgot to mention it, but shifter cable that passes under the seat here. You guys probably ain't gonna be able to see this shit, but the housing for this shifter cable is completely, let me just grab a light. All right, there, much better. But as you can see, this shifter cable here is completely freaking busted and rotten. Now I can, you know, put the key forward, pull the lever down, and it'll put the truck in gear. But when I go to put it back into park or neutral or reverse or try to go up with the lever, it just ain't having it. So definitely got to get a new one of these guys. So anyhow, just moving along. Like I said, it's all these little stupid things that just only add more time and money to the project. Oh. Project nickel and dime. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start peeling these wheels off. That way I can go ahead and start bleeding the brakes. And then after that, like I said, coolant system. And then I got to put this drive shaft in here. I got the drive shaft all painted and looking pretty. Just ain't put it in yet. I figure you kind of want to have working brakes and a shifter cable that shifts into drive, neutral, and park before you put the drive shaft in and try to operate the vehicle, because, you know, yeah, safety third or something. Anyhow, moving on. I'm going to start peeling these wheels off. Alright, so I got the wheels off, and look at them brake calipers. I'm telling you right there, that's 80 horsepower right there. So now I can start bleeding the brakes. Okay, so how I'm going about bleeding the brakes is I'm using just an empty water bottle with a tube going into the bottle, and I got the end of the tube submerged in the fluid. That way it can't draw any air back into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and crack this bleeder open. And then once I got the bleeder cracked open, I'm going to go in the truck and start pumping the brake pedal. Make sure I top off the brake fluid reservoir first, and then you guys should be able to start seeing the fluid and the bubbles kind of come out the bleeder through the tube. And as long as the tube stays submerged, you don't have to worry about any air back feeding back into the bottle and into the system. So anyway, let's go ahead and get that handled real quick. Go ahead and crack the bleeder open. Bleeder is open. Let's go ahead and start pumping the brake pedal. Pump the pedal about, I don't know, 8 or 10 times. Go ahead and check the fluid level. Make sure you don't run the reservoir empty. Maybe give it a couple more pumps and we should be okay, I would think. Alright, I don't see any more bubbles in the tube or anything, and the pedal feels good. Well, the pedal doesn't feel really good just yet. I gotta close this bleeder. Once I get the bleeder closed, I'll be able to check and see if we got a good pedal. Alright guys, so I was able to get the front brakes all taken care of and bled, but wouldn't you guess, as I suspected all along, brake line going to the rear is completely popped. So right now I just got it pinched shut underneath the truck there, and I'm just going to call it good for now until I get a new line. It can run a new line. In the meantime, it is just pinched off. So what I'm going to start working on now is getting the shifter cable out of here. So to do that, you just got to pretty much drop the dash here. This little doodad here, a little clip inside there, right about there. And then it's just a matter of fishing it underneath the carpet and disconnecting it from the transmission. So, you know, can't really finish the brakes with a broken line right now, so I might as well work on what I can. So I'm going to go ahead and get this shifter cable out while I can. Alright, so I got the shifter cable removed. As you can see, it's in pretty bad shape. So just going to go ahead and add this to the list of stuff we need to replace, along with our rear brake line. And yeah, God, this thing is just starting to really annoy the hell out of me, you guys. Like, seriously. It ain't one thing, it's something else. Alrighty, you guys, so I think that's going to pretty much do it for this one. Now, normally when I upload these videos, I like to at least accomplish something, but in this one, not so much. I mean, I guess I did get the shifter cable removed, and I guess I got the, you know, front core support and everything back on there, and I started to bleed the brakes, but I managed to make a huge mess all over my garage floor, so, you know, I guess if that was the goal, then mission accomplished. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. So I guess until the next one, you guys, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you then. So have a good night. Hey everybody, how's it going? Sinlow, just hanging out in the garage late night, coming at you guys with another awesome. Hey everyone, how's it going? Get my hat right. Hey everyone, how's it going? Sitting low, just hanging out in the garage late night. Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey. I like GNR. I don't know who I like more, AC/DC or GNR. I'm gonna go ahead and just say AC/DC. There's never a bad time to listen to AC/DC. Axl is kind of a prima donna. From what I hear, I don't know the guy personally, but from what I read and what I, you know, gather through watching these interviews and this and that, you know, the guy was, you know, definitely had lead singer's disease. Is it lead singer's disease or lead singer's disorder? I think it would be lead singer disorder, because the disease is like something you contract, but then again, so is lead singer disorder. I don't know, what the hell am I even talking about? I don't even know anymore. We gonna do it. We gonna get through it. And we gonna sell that thing. We're gonna sell that piece of shit, because I'm drowning in it. I'm not up to here with it. I'm drowning in it. Drowning in it. I'm drowning in you. You. Hey everyone, how's it going? Sitting low, just hanging out in the garage late night, coming. A happy New Year. Not just a happy New Year, a happy. Yeah, that there. You know, that there thing there. I don't even want to say the word there. But that, you know, that thing there. Been pretty strange. So, fingers crossed that this year kicks those last 2 years' asses. And, yeah. Hey everyone, how's it going? Look, Mom, I'm smoking. This is fun. Fucking weird. With another video, and I just wanted to... Fuck. Big truck. How well can you guys hear me with that torpedo heater going? Probably can't hear me too well, I would imagine, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely a necessity. It is cold out here. I've had that thing going for 20 minutes, and it's only up to 40 degrees in here, so it's currently 12 degrees outside, so 40 degrees versus 12. All things considered, 40 is much better than 12. I really wish I would have started this thing earlier in the summer when I first got it. I really don't know why I didn't. I got it, I was super motivated to work on it, and then I just kind of started picking away at it little by little. And then I guess the weather just got really nice. And I just wanted to focus on doing other things. Like I redid a whole lot of storm windows on my house. I repainted a whole lot of stuff around the house. Redid a whole lot of landscaping stuff on the house. And, you know, did a lot of mountain biking this summer. Like I enjoyed my summer rather than let my free time get consumed by this turd. So, no regrets. No regrets.